So I want to share something with you that the Lord laid up on my heart. One of my favorite books of the Bible is John, specifically chapter 4, the woman at the well. I read it a lot. I'm surprised I don't have it memorized verbatim because that's how often I read it. But every time I read it, I glean something else from it. And I see something new in it. And today was no different. And I was reading, and I got to the end of it, and the disciples had returned from the city, and she left her water jug, and she went back into the town where she was from, and she approached everybody, and she told them, says, I met a man who knew everything about me. He must be the Messiah, and everybody stopped what they were doing, and they, believing what she was saying, they went to find him. And then when they returned, they says, well, you know what? We no longer believe because of what you told us. We believe because of who he is. And I was reading that, and it just, going to her going into and telling them what she told them. I think Jesus, when he went to Samaria, you always hear the story that Jesus went to Samaria to offer the woman the living water. But there were so many more things about that. Yes, that was one of them. But his other was to equip her to go and tell others about him so they could come to know him. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. That was also part of it, was him to equip her. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, if he's going to equip her, then wouldn't that be the same? I mean, he is Jesus. So if we are going to, sometimes, and I'm just going to back up here for a second, is I can't tell you how many times I've said, well, I'm afraid I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing because I don't want to be a stumbling block for anybody else. I don't want to do this. And I thought, oh my goodness, how arrogant it is that of me to think that I could interfere with God's plans. He already knows when I'm going to mess up. He already knows when I'm going to have a blunder. And he's already made a plan to overcome that blunder. I cannot. So if she would, no matter what she would have said, when she went back into that town and told them, it doesn't matter what she said. God had already made provisions for that, because I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that we get a free ticket to go do what we want to do, but it does, and that we don't have to guard our tongues. But it does mean that, hey, look, he already knows we're going to mess up. He already knows that we're going to say things that are out of line, but he's already provided a way to make a correction, because we cannot interfere with what he has planned. Isn't that just beautiful? I just love that. Anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed day. All right, bye.